What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to be talking all about the best rares for hard faction wars. These are rares that you guys should never ever salvage or feed off. Make sure you guys keep at least one copy of them. Make sure the faction guardians are full for rares in that faction, because these rares will be very helpful for you in hard faction wars once you guys get to that content, because they fulfill specific conditions that they give you access to complete. And they're rare, so they're totally budget options, I guess. But anyways, I'm going to drop you guys 5 rares here in this video. You guys can let me know in the comments below if I missed any super solid ones. Let me know, of course. Let's get started. All right, so first things first, on the right hand side, I will have the conditions for that specific faction of the champion that I'm talking about. And the first champion I'm going to jump into is from the High Elves in the rare section here. And we're going to talk about Hyria. Hyria here, what's special about her is that she has horrible base stats. Obviously, she's a rare, but she gives you access to a ally attack. Now, the ally attack is very important. If you see here on the conditions map right above my head, stage 19, defeat 3 enemies using ally attack skills or counterattacks. So I mentioned in previous videos that counterattacks is very hard to control, but ally attack is not. Now with ally attack, Hyria also does not need to be 60 or even have significant gear on. She just needs to use this ability. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. It's not particularly good because it's only 2 random allies, but it gives you the option to basically focus down one champion and kill them off. Now, basically, she needs to use this ability 3 times, and then she can basically sit on the bench the entire rest of the fight. But she can be here, she can help you clear stage 19, and she doesn't even need to be 60 mastered or even properly geared out. She just needs to kill off 3 enemies with this ally attack skill. Now, there are some options in this faction to help you with this ally attack counterattack condition, but they're legendaries. So her being a rare makes her significantly more accessible for basically everybody. So they all have access to this stage 19 condition. So make sure you guys hold on to a copy of her. Don't just mindlessly feed off rares and throw her into the mix. All right, guys. So the conditions list has changed. And yeah, keep in mind that each faction has its own conditions list. And we're going to hop into the Ogryn tribes. And of course, the super famous rare champion that's actually really good, can be a campaign farmer and all that. But Bellor. Bellor always going to deserve some kind of shout out in very tough wave-based content. He brings 3 AoEs to his kit, which is absolutely insane. He also brings a speed in faction crypts aura if you need it. He also has a low chance of blocking active skills, which can be really good. He has a decreased speed, and then he has a decreased defense, decreased attack as well. But basically, because he's packing 3 AoE abilities, you can basically put him in a provoke set or a stun set, and he can do a lot of work for you. Basically, he can fulfill things like stage 2, place 10 stun debuffs, stage 8, place 15 stun debuffs, but he can also help in other stage conditions as well. For example, stage 20, one of the hardest stages, right? Keep all your champions HP above 75%. So the way you do this is basically you hard control the enemy wave. And what better than a super fast Bellor just unloading AoEs onto the enemy wave and then just locking them down so you don't take any damage, right? You don't take any damage. That's one of the ways that he can definitely help. He's Void Affinity as well, so he's going to fit in nicely on your stage 17 team. Don't land any weak hits. Stage 15, beat the stages with all champions alive at all times. Why not have a stun machine like a Bellor, right? So anyways, you guys get the picture here. Bellor is going to be an absolute unit as a rare champion. Make sure you guys hold one back. Just for this condition for the Ogryn tribes. He's a great rare champion. I'm not going to say that he's, undervalued or anything like that. Everybody knows his value. I even used him in a stun set when I was climbing Doom Tower when I was first progressing through, and he was a game changer. Just make him fast, make him unload all those stun abilities, and you're good to go. Huge asset to the Ogryn tribes for faction wars here. All right, so moving on to the next faction here, we're going to go to the Skinwalkers, and another very top tier rare here. We got Narhorn. Narhorn, similar idea to Bellor in that he does control waves with his A2 AoE provoke for 1 turn. So this doesn't require you to have a special set like a stun set or anything like Bellor requires, and it's 100%. So he can land this 100%. It's not going to weak hit, and you're just going to soak up all the waves. You need this Narhorn to basically go super fast so he can cycle through his A2 and obviously make himself unkillable, which is going to be really great, because that's going to keep your team alive, and that's obviously going to fulfill a couple of the conditions right away. He's also going to land provokes. That's going to fill up the condition on stage 4 as well as stage 9. So for a rare, Narhorn obviously has lots and lots of value in this game, but his value is going to be super sky high for the Skinwalkers Faction Wars as well. So make sure you guys hold back a copy of him to help you guys out in this faction. All right, moving on to the next rare we got here, and she again is no stranger to these top rare lists, and it's going to be Coldheart here from the Dark Elves. She's going to be super important for this faction, mainly because of her A1 heal reduction here. The heal reduction is going to be really strong. It's not a very high chance of landing, but you're going to get the opportunity to land it if you make her fast enough so she can use more of her A1s. She also brings poisons as well, which does help with some of the stage conditions as well, some of the lower ones. But the heal reduction is very important for a stage 20. Don't let your enemies heal. So unless you have some of the key legendaries that provide the heal reduction in this faction, Coldheart definitely can be useful just because she has the heal reduction. Of course, her enemy max HP and turn meter drop is going to be very useful as well. Keeping enemies at bay, keeping your team alive. Also manipulates turn meter, so it's going to help out in a couple of stages as well. For rare, we all know her value in PvE, and in Faction Wars, she's going to still be super strong as well. She's also Void Affinity, so she's going to fit into the stage 17. Don't land any weak hits team possibly for you. And you could even fit her out into like stun sets so that she can land stuns with her multi-hit A1 and her AoE A3. Very versatile rare, one of the best in the game, if not the best, period, undisputed in the game. So she's going to make this list as well. Let's move on to our last rare on this list out of 5. He might actually be maybe the best or most important one. From the Sylvan Watchers, we got this guy, Flannin. Bowsmith Flannin. This guy is going to be super good because he has an ally attack. He has an ally attack in his kit. 4-turn cooldown, ally attack. It's actually really good. He actually does a buff and an all allies attack. If you recall, Hyria only brings 2 allies to attack. So Flannin here is actually absolutely insane relative to Hyria. Now, there are legendary options for Sylvan Watchers. You have, for example, Grand Oak Pauldrig. He does bring a full team ally attack, which can definitely help. But if you don't have somebody like that, somebody like Bowsmith here can be very useful. And that's ally attack for stage 16. So it's one of the higher ones. It might be a big bottleneck for you if you don't have the ally attack or a counter attack condition. So make sure you guys keep one of these guys hanging around in your vault so that he can help you out when the time comes. And this champion is actually a really good champion. He also has a stun on his A1. There's no stun condition in this faction. He also has a turn meter decrease, which there are conditions in this faction, so you can use them for that. And he brings a very useful 3-turn decrease speed. It is a small version, but you can easily give him for example, a blessing that boosts the small version into a big version for rare. So this can be very useful. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a 100% chance. Yeah, I mean, put him in a stun set. You can do some stuns for you, or put him in whatever set you want. Decreased speed is going to be very important for this faction. So having him with the AoE is going to allow him to fill out some of the conditions for decreased speed. And his passive is actually really great. When he places decreased speed on 3 or more enemies, he has a 50% chance of placing himself on an extra turn. So an extra turn, he could ally attack, for example, or do more stuns, turn meter decreasing. He's actually has a really solid kit for a rare. And yeah, he's going to be great in Faction Wars for the Sylvan Watchers, especially if you don't have some of the top options. Anyways, that's going to be it for this top 5 rare list here for Hard Faction Wars. Obviously, if you're at the stage where you're doing Hard Faction Wars, rares might not be something you're looking for, but you never know because some of these conditions are very specific And if you're totally lacking an option for that condition, it can hard wall you for some time until you pull the correct champion. So that's why a list like this, bringing you some options that can potentially get you through some of the very hardest conditions that could be roadblocks for you in the future, is very, very important. Hopefully this was useful for you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anybody that would have made your top 5. There are a couple champions here that I thought are still very, very good and will definitely help out other factions, but I thought these 5 were probably the best and most important or impactful for their faction. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.